I've been seeing this hairstyle trendy on a TikTok for a while now in different sizes and lengths, so I decided to make a wig for myself so that I can rock it anytime, any day. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you are welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always stopping by. In today's video, I will be teaching you how I made this glueless 4x4 closure passion twist wig from scratch. And here are the material you need for the tutorial. You need this Lush passion twist wedding extension in one pack. If you want the same length as mine, one pack will be enough. This is the 4x4 closure that I used. You might decide to use 2x4 or frontal. It depends on how wide you want your frontal closure to be. You need a dome mesh cap. Other material will be mentioned as the tutorial is proceeding. First thing I did is by placing the dome mesh cap on a canvas head. After that, I placed the closure on the dome mesh cap. And when you are placing your closure on the canvas head, make sure you are leaving like ½ inch before the cap and use tipping to secure it so that it will not be lifting up when you start your sewing. It's not a must to use a coily closure. If you have a straight closure, you can use it. It will not affect your result. When you are done with the placement, use your hair clip to hold the closure up so that it will not be disturbing you when you start your sewing. I continue by sewing the closure from one side to another, and when you are sewing your closure, make sure you sew down one side of the closure to the back section before you go to the other side, so that your closure can be as flat as possible. And to make sure it's more flat and neat, make sure you are using single knotting method. I have to do the rest of the sewing off camera because I don't want these videos to be too long. This Lush passion twist comes in 4 bundles, and each bundle consists of 15 pieces. This is how one pieces look like. So for the back section, I'm going to cut one pieces into 3 equal parts. If you want your length to be longer than mine, you might decide to cut the back section into 2 or not to cut it at all. It depends on how long or short you want your wig to be. And the next thing to do is to divide one pieces of the hair into 4 or 6 equal parts. And the reason why I said 4 or 6 pieces is because I started with 4 pieces at the back, but along the line when I was twisting it, I realized the tinier it is, the coilier it becomes. I'm sorry I have to start the crocheting off camera, but I'm still going to explain how I did that. You pass your crochet pin through the net and bring out one of the hair out and knot it just once, just like I do in this video. When you are done doing that, the next thing is to start twisting it. One thing you need to take note about this type of twisting is that it doesn't have to be very hard, just soft twisting. Make sure you are very gentle with the twisting so that when you are done twisting, the coil will still be there. When you are doing this back section, make sure you are not giving too much space. I didn't mean you should not give any space at all, but just make sure the space is not too much. And if you look closely, you will notice that when I was passing the crochet through the net, I made sure the hair is in between the last 2 lines at the back section. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. And this is where the 1 bundle out of the 4 bundles reach. So I'm trying to show you so that you can know how to space your hair. When I'm done with 1 bundle, the second bundle I decided to cut it into cut 2. And I divided it into 6 instead of 4 that I've been using at the back section. This is what I was trying to explain earlier. When you want to pass your crochet pin through the net, you are going to make sure it's in between the hair you have done earlier. If you don't understand my explanation, please just follow what I did in this tutorial. So I'm going to leave you to watch how I did that while I explain the necessary parts later. If you are still watching this video to this moment and you haven't liked this video, please like this video to support this channel and click on the subscribe button to join this beautiful community. So this is where the 2 bundles reach. You can see that the hair is very full. I'm going to continue the rest of the tutorial by using the same cut 2. And when you reach this level, you are going to limit the amount of space you have been given so that the upper part can cover all the space you have been given at the back section. While you are watching that, I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone that is supporting my small business. God bless you all. Aside the wig, the hair ventilation, closure, frontal, full lace you see on my page that I'm selling, I'm also selling hair ventilation and wigging material. If you have interest in any of these, please screenshot and send to me on this phone number you are seeing on your screen. But if I do not upload what you want, please send the picture to me on the same phone number you are seeing on your screen. Thank you. The 3rd bundle actually ends here, so I'm going to use the last bundle for the closure part. When you reach the closure part, this is where the main work is. You are going to part the closure as tiny as possible. Then you are going to be using the passion twist here to be braiding it just like I'm doing in this video. When you are done with the braid, make sure the braid is not too long. You are going to pick small pieces out of the closure and started knotting it just like I'm doing in this video. Knot it as many as possible to secure it before you cut that part out. That just the closure part. You are going to cut the closure part out after you are done knotting it, so that it will not affect your twisting when you are twisting it. Remember I said if you have a straight closure, it will not affect. It will not affect if only you cut the one you used to knot the hair out, so that the hair will not become straight after you are done twisting it. This is how it looks like when I'm done with one side of the closure. You can see that it's very neat and everything is very tiny. To make sure the section of the hair is very tiny, I'm using toothpick to separate it. And if you have been giving some space at part of the closure before, make sure you are not giving too much space when you reach this last line, because this is the part that will cover everything. So I'm done with the whole twisting hair. The next thing to do is to start trimming the hair. I did not only trim the front section, I went ahead to go and trim some part of the back section that is very rough. To make the coil last longer, I applied this hair mousse on the hair. Then I spray oil sheen on the hair to make it look shiny. I forgot to mention something. Because I want the edges of the hair to look natural as possible, I use human hair to ventilate the edges, because the 4x4 closure I use is not human hair and it's not attachment, it's hair blend. So I want the edges parts to look natural as possible. To make sure the wig fits perfectly on my head, I fix the elastic band on the back section. And since I've ventilated the edges off camera, I have to style it off camera too, and this is how it looks like. To make sure the closure matches your skin tone, you're going to apply the foundation of your shade to the closure part only. And this is how it looks like when I'm done with the styling and everything. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. Please like this video to support this channel. Drop a comment if you have any question. Click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I drop another beautiful video. See you in my next video. Bye.